Hi, my name is Jonathan Rossing, and I'm the new Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences and Professor in Communication Studies. Some of my priorities as Associate Dean first just include getting to know more about the amazing work happening around the college. I spent 5 years as a department chair, learning my department, Communication Studies, very well. But now in this new role, I'm meeting with department chairs and colleagues around the college just to discover more about the research, the amazing teaching innovations, the great student research that's happening in every area and department of the college. And it's been really cool and really enriching for me to just be exposed to that level of work, and I'm really excited for that. And then the other thing that I would say is a priority is continuing to work with the diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives that is happening in the college, but also around the university, and discovering the ways that we can rethink maybe some of our ways of doing business, policies and procedures, and just ways of supporting all of our community members to thrive here at Gonzaga through some of those initiatives. Ever since my graduate work, I've been studying humor and play, and specifically in relation to how we use those things to address social justice issues, to try to counter social injustices and so forth. As you ask, play definitely seeps into all aspects of my life in a lot of ways, not just the research side. On one hand, I'm an improviser and have spent numerous years performing on stage. I'm not currently performing with the Blue Door Theater here in Spokane, but I spent several years doing that and several years with some troops before coming to Spokane. And that's just a really enriching creative outlet where I get to try on different roles and try on different personalities and just have fun and laugh, and that's always a nice outlet. I also think play seeps into my professional life in some ways because I approach a lot of problems kind of through a play mindset, trying to say, what are the parameters and constraints, and what are the rules, and sort of what are the boundaries in which we're playing, and then how do we play this game? How do we solve this problem given all of those constraints? And I sort of see it as like playful, creative problem solving that makes sometimes some of the stickier situations a little bit more fun to wrestle with, and to say, look, there is an outcome here and we can find it. And so that play orientation and I think play philosophy sometimes helps me stay with those problems in rich and creative ways. So I'm always delighted by just nature, animals, sort of natural beauty. And so most recently, where I've discovered some of that delight and joy is my husband and I recently adopted 2 puppies who are now 5 months old. And they're super adorable. And it's just been really delightful to see them growing, see them developing, see their personalities emerge, see how they try to problem solve and learn and try to figure out what we want from them and figure out how to get what they want. They're very smart and cute little puppies. They definitely are providing some joy and delight in my life right now. So I started with the Ideas in Action initiative when Dean Canio launched that, and had been working with a subcommittee that was developing some guidelines and support for faculty in terms of how they taught and how they engaged their pedagogy, and trying to provide some both reflections for faculty to sort of self-assess their readiness and needs in terms of how they're supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion in the classroom, and also trying to provide some support for faculty in terms of both how they might reimagine content in their classes to diversify and create a more inclusive syllabus, but recognizing that maybe not every discipline can do that as comprehensively as others. We also wanted to provide some support for, again, teaching styles and pedagogies, ways to just make sure that whole people, whole students are supported in the classroom. So for the first year, I sort of spent some time working with those efforts to try to provide that support. When it comes to the college's future, I think most immediately, I'm excited to discover what lies on the other side of the pandemic and discover what lies on the other side of some of these challenges and stressors that everyone at every level of the institution have been facing. And from that, I actually wanted to share a quick quote from intellectual and activist Sonia Renee Taylor. This is a quote that's been going around a little bit, and she says, "We will not go back to normal. Normal never was. Our pre-corona existence was not normal, other than we normalized greed, inequity, exhaustion, depletion, extraction, disconnection, confusion." And she lists a number of other things that we were normalizing. And she invites us to think about how we have an opportunity to, she says, stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. And I really love that quote, and it's resonated with me since the beginning of all of this. Because I think as I look forward, I'm excited to discover how can we create workspaces, work communities, work teams, classrooms, where we're stitching garments that fit all of humanity, that help everyone feel connected and belonging, that help everyone feel like they're thriving.